Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and I have Michele LaFong with me. I just asked her one little question. I said, mention all the people that you've worked with and everything else. She said, we're going to be here all day. Michele is a comedian, and how you doing, Michele? Isn't she beautiful? Oh, goodness.
You don't hear anything, do you?
Not yet. Not yet. You're wonderful. So how long have you been in Vegas, and what's going on with...
Oh, my gosh. I've been in Vegas on and off since 1994.
Okay.
Yes. My first show was Vegas Live at the Debbie Reynolds.
Oh, Vegas Live. They just forgot with Ninon.
Yeah, exactly.
It was Vegas Live with Debbie Reynolds.
Yes. Only she gave me my first break here in Las Vegas.
Yes. I understand she was a fabulous woman.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So many stories, so many.
I bet there are. Was it fun working with her?
Oh, fun isn't even the word. I mean, I just remember... Because I lived in the hotel for all the time I had my show
was on
there.
Convention Center Drive,
yes,
wasn't it?
Yes. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, I would go downstairs in the coffee shop. When they used to have 24 hours, everything was open. And I would see Debbie was in the kitchen on her hands and knees scrubbing the floor. And I'd be like, Debbie, what are you doing?
Let me do this for you.
Well, let's not go overboard.
She obviously doesn't like rubbing floors, okay. So get the maid in, right?
I don't go down on my knees, I'm Jewish. But
I don't go down on my knees because I'm Jewish. That is when I now become Jewish, so I'm never going on my knees again. I'm now Jewish.
Well, I would be like, she was such a perfectionist. She thought that only she could do the job properly. Yes.
Only to her, only it would be clean.
Yes. And I was like,
I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
And she's a movie star. I'm like, you don't belong doing this. What are you doing?
The floor, and I love it.
Oh, it was amazing.
So that was your opening act.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Right? I've had a lot of famous people open for me, which is so funny.
A lot of famous people opened for you.
Yes. Well, they weren't famous when they opened for me.
So who were they?
Oh, my gosh.
Do you know Shecky Green?
Of course.
Oh, I was a good friend of mine. I've known Shecky Green for years.
I was supposed to open for him at the South Point.
A few years ago.
Yes,
yep.
yes.
So when he performed there, when he came out, he was peeling these M&Ms. And he was trying to peel the M&Ms. They're very hard to peel.
You're kidding me.
No. Yeah, he was. He was peeling M&Ms.
He was peeling M&Ms?
Yes, he was peeling M&Ms.
And I think I'm a little strange, okay. All right,
he was quite old then when he did the South Point.
He didn't have his hearing aid in the first night he was there, and he didn't realize that he was doing very well, and he was getting angrier and angrier with the audience because he couldn't hear them. And
it was a full house.
Yes, it was a full house.
I remember Marie, his wife.
Yeah.
She's adorable. She's wonderful.
He forgot to put his hearing aid in.
We didn't know that, and
it was awful because he was just getting more and more agitated. What kind of crowd is this? What is wrong with
none of them are clapping me. None of them like me.
Exactly.
I'm going to continue peeling my M&Ms.
It was so bizarre. And, I've had a lot of famous people like Ray Romano.
Oh, yeah.
I had him open for me in New York City at a club. And I had Kevin James from King of Queens.
See, I told you this is the queen of comedy. She's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So what's happened, we've got through some of that. What's happening now in the last sort of year and a couple of months, because we're now going into sort of the second year of the epidemic.
Oh, boy. That's why I'm writing a book.
Everybody is writing a book. Just remember, next year is going to be Book County. It's going to be Las Vegas and the books.
It's true.
Everybody's writing a book on. I am too. I'm doing my biography.
Oh my gosh!
So we're all doing it. So all these books are suddenly going to come out.
It's very
of our
true.
lifestyle and what we've been doing for the last, definitely a year, but what we've been doing for our career.
It's very true. I mean, when I look back, I'm Also a ventriloquist. So,
Oh, really?
Yes.
How
So,
on earth did you get into that?
oh my gosh! When I was a kid, I was doing it and getting in trouble in school, and now I get
Oh,
trouble.
you were one of these disruptive people in the
Very.
school.
Yes.
What was it, ADD or something?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do. I have every initial in the world. Yes.
ADD, and then there's ADDHD and all this, which is the hyper one and the low one and this one. You didn't take that medicine, did you?
No.
Right,
I'm
so
taking
what was-
it now, though. No, I'm not.
Too late in life, isn't
No,
it?
I'm not.
Too late now to take that.
Exactly. I have every initial problem in the world. PMS, and I don't just get PMS, I get PMS and M. Whips
PMS
come
and
out.
M.
I get violent. Yeah.
You get violent?
A little bit. A little bit.
Are we okay on set?
One set? Yeah. No, you're fine.
I'm going to get a punch in the face.
You're fine.
I'm
You're
okay.
fine. Yes.
Writing
yes.
the book. So we'll get back to the book.
Yes.
How hard has that been to concentrate on? Because I
It's
think you
very
definitely,
hard.
yeah, because you're definitely hyper. You kind of have to be doing something all the time.
I keep interrupting myself. While I'm telling
I
the
know
story.
how that is.
Yes. While I'm telling the story, I can't even pay attention. Yeah.
We're telling the story, and you're thinking, I've got to go and do that over there.
Yes.
And so you drop the book, you
Exactly.
come over, you do that, and then
Exactly.
you come back and say, where was I?
I'm still on page 1. That's where I am. That's my entire life. I'm on page 1. I'm always on page 1.
Where'd you get your jokes from? Every day?
I just write them. I just write. I worked with Jackie Mason, comedian
Jackie
Mason. Yeah. I'm one of the only women that never dated him.
And Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, really?
Rodney Dangerfield.
You got some good stories
Yeah, I got
there?
some
Yeah,
stories.
yeah.
Oh, I got stories. Yeah, we got stories. We could get together, have a fabulous time. We could start a show ourselves.
I would like that.
There you
I
go.
would like that.
There you go. So what's going on now in your life? You're writing the book.
I'm writing the book because I'm also protege of Senor Wences. He was the famous ventriloquist on the Ed Sullivan Show
Yes.
who drew the lipstick hand puppet. He left me all of his puppets. Yeah.
Did you date him?
No. No.
What
Oh,
do you mean, no?
I met him when he was 99 years old.
You could still date him at 99 years old.
I didn't know that.
Oh, well, it's a bit late now, isn't it? I think
Well, he had
is
a
he gone?
wife. Yes, he had.
So
yes.
he had a wife in Vegas.
had-
You got a wife and you can't date? Come on.
Well, he had a wife and a girlfriend. I don't want to offend anybody.
But this is the truth.
Yes, that's true.
Yes,
That's
yes.
true.
So anyway, back to him. So
Now, I'm just kidding about the girlfriend. Yes.
No.
That he had a
You
girlfriend.
don't have to worry
He had
about it.
several. No. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He did not.
So what else did you? So
So he gave me, because he wanted his legacy to live on.
to keep going, and you.
Yes.
So you were the puppet.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, let's not. No. See, you know
You
what
did
happened?
your own thing.
He was offered a Mercedes-Benz commercial when he was 99 years old, and when
Still
he-
driving. Mercedes must have been nuts.
Well, this was a national TV commercial, and they put the wig on his hand, and his hand was too old looking on camera. It needed a good shot of Botox, you know what I mean?
Yeah, pump it up a little bit.
Yeah, so I ended up being, he
hand.
taught me, well, I was everything. He taught me how to do the whole thing, the whole Johnny thing, and I became his
protege.
Yes, his protege, yes.
absolutely.
And then he left me most of his puppets, in fact, everything, but his wife ended up giving her trunk away to a very good
You ended up getting his wife as well.
Kind of, yes, as a matter of fact.
You had to look after. Well, she must have been pretty old.
She was a much younger woman. You know, she was like 25 years younger than
I
me.
thought you could say 25 years old.
Oh, my gosh.
But you talk about an older man driving a car. Hal Roach was a very good friend of mine for many, many years.
Who?
Hal Roach, he was with the Little Rascals, Mice and Men,
Oh.
all that. He drove till he was 100.
Oh, my goodness.
And he literally drove, because he used to drive from his house on Stradella up in the hills down to Bel Air where we were by the Bel Air Hotel. And but he used to come tearing down, and he had this great big car, and he would do this big swing, and I used to I said, cars are going to come up and you're going to hit right them. He never hit them. He was fine.
My
he
goodness.
said, I know what I'm doing. And I'm thinking, oh. And he did.
My goodness.
Yeah. So
back to your other question.
I forgot the question. What was the question?
It's all right, because I forgot the answer.
That's why we make a good pair. We can remind each other what we're up to, what we're doing. What are we doing? Anyway, the other question.
The other question was Joan Rivers. I was on the Joan Rivers show when she had her day show.
She had which was a kind of a fashion show or something, wasn't it?
No, not that one. Oh. She had many shows,
and
she even had a show on the bed.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole different story.
Say, I never heard about the show on the bed, but I'm quite sure she did have one.
Yeah, exactly. I have a show on my bed, but no one cares.
I have a show on my bed, but nobody attends.
Exactly.
I think it's what you call over the hill, something like that, but not for you.
Oh no, not for me.
Not for you, yeah. You've got plenty of time.
I do?
Yeah, you've got...
5 more minutes. I got 5 more minutes.
You got more than that. Anyway, back to the story.
Yes. So
was Joan Rivers.
Yes. So Joan Rivers. Oh, I know. I remember why I was there. Now I remember.
You remember.
Why
You didn't know why she was there when she was there. Okay.
America's Funniest Videos. I won I did something. A Joan Rivers impersonation is what it was, and I was brought on the show to do the impersonation. So I had dueling Jones, Joan and me. We were going back and forth with each other.
Did she like it? Did she?
She was wonderful. She said, "Let me guess." Barbara Streisand.
And she was right.
Right, yeah, and I said, no.
No. Prove her wrong.
Right. And she says, let me guess, all that hair, Madonna.
Is this all your hair?
Well, it is now.
That's like people sometimes say to me and say, are those your teeth? Of course they're my teeth. They're in my mouth.
Exactly.
Are those your boobs? Of course they're my boobs. Come on. The answer answers itself. Come on, give me a break.
Exactly. So she goes, all that hair. Let me guess, Madonna. And I said, the hair is here, not under here. Oh, sure.
When are you coming back on stage? What's going on with that?
I'm waiting for this pandemic to take a break.
Waiting a long time. We just had the news media, these 10 doctors saying, it's coming back, it's coming back, it's coming back.
I listen to Dr. Ruth, not to them.
Dr. Ruth!
She's one of my favorite.
Oh, the sex queen.
Yeah, now I didn't have a good experience with Dr. Ruth. She didn't think it was funny.
What did she do to you?
She doesn't have the best sense of humor.
No, she's very straight-laced, isn't she?
Oh, my goodness.
She's very serious when she talks about the sex things and all this crazy stuff. You can't laugh, but it is funny.
You know what? She doesn't mind if you laugh when she's talking, but you can't talk about sex. She'll oh my goodness.
That's mine, not yours.
Yeah, she's like, Dr. Ruth, I was on the Sally Jesse Raphael show with her. That was my first television spot ever.
Were you nervous?
I was so nervous, and I told Sally right before I went on, I said, I think they're trying to keep me from Dr. Ruth, and I thought she knew I was going to be on, and I think I need to talk to her. And she said, no. She goes, this is going to be great. And I said, I don't think she has a good sense of humor, so I would feel much better if...
I had a couple of words with her just before.
Yes, much better. And she said, no, it's going to be just fine, Well, let me tell you, she walked off the show. She walked off the show and left me standing there with the microphone. She went, I am very, very angry. Sally, I am very, very angry. And she did one of these.
That's her. That's her. Absolutely.
I am very, very angry.
Because looking at her, you would never think this woman would ever be talking about the sex the way she talked about it.
No.
I mean, you look at her and you think, oh, okay. If she can talk about it, anybody can.
Exactly. And she's 4'6". It's like the whole world is a crotch to this woman.
No pun intended.
I mean, so you would think that she would be okay. But, oh, my God. And it never aired, but I have it.
Well, you could air it.
I can.
Why
Maybe
not?
On your show.
You can air it on my show. Well, next time you come on, we'll air it. Steve, can we put it in the show? I'll be banned.
God.
I'll be banned from Facebook forever the rest of my life.
Oh my God.
Well, you know how tricky they are.
Oh, yes.
Then they get even trickier.
Some people like being impersonated, but not everybody.
Not everybody likes
Not
it.
everybody. She
So
didn't
who do
like
you
it.
choose? So who do you choose? How do you choose who you can really impersonate?
You know, it just happens naturally.
Okay.
Like Jackie Mason. When I opened for Jackie Mason at the MGM, he didn't like me doing an impersonation of him before I in my act. He didn't.
Really?
Yeah, he said he liked the impersonation, but not before
while he was.
yeah,
Before he didn't want to take away from
And I was
him.
like,
Well, maybe
"I'll tell
you were
the
better
truth.
than him.
I'll tell you the truth. He was just upset because I had better material than him. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Yeah, you're full of crap.
And that's exactly how he was, because I knew the guy.
Full of it.
I
Oh,
knew the
yeah.
guy. I knew him in Beverly Hills, and he used to go to the Century City, I believe it was. And he used to walk around there, and he used to tell jokes, and he was, he was funny all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
He's the funniest guy off stage. He's the same off stage as he is on.
Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely. Is he still alive?
Yes. Somebody needs to tell him.
What?
He's
What
still
are we gonna-
alive.
You're still alive? You're still alive, Jackie Mason.
I haven't seen him in years.
No, he's
but-
in New York, isn't he?
Yeah.
He runs around in
But
New
I
York.
learned a lot from him. Like, he mentored me a lot, too.
What about Buddy Hackett and all those different
You know,
people?
I never met Buddy Hackett.
I met Buddy Hackett.
Oh,
He
my
always talked like he
gosh.
had marbles in his mouth. You know, he's always like, blah, 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 blah. You know, he was but
Yeah,
he was
so funny. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he was very
Now, I worked a lot with his son.
I didn't know he had a son.
Really?
No.
Well, I think it's his son.
Here comes the dirt.
It could have been
Here comes the dirt.
Sandy Hackett. Sandy Hackett. He's a
yeah.
very funny guy. Yeah, and I've worked with him a bunch of times over the years. Yeah, it's in the family. He's
Do
a comedian
you choose
too.
who you like to work with? Because some people, I'm quite sure, you can work with better than other people.
That's
You can
very true.
You can communicate, sometimes.
That's very true. You know what? Like, you get paired up with people and
Yeah.
you don't know. Like,
They might not like something.
It's-
Like you're saying about Jackie Mason doesn't like to be, talked about
Absolutely.
before he does his act. Afterwards, maybe he doesn't mind. but-
Absolutely.
So you don't know that.
You don't know that till you get there,
Yeah.
you know? But the whole thing is, like, I got sent to open for Phyllis Diller. Right?
I love Phyllis Diller. I happened to be in Phyllis Diller's house.
Really?
Yeah, I went into her wig room. She has a wig room.
I believe it. I believe it.
It's probably twice the size of this, and there's all the colours. There's rainbows, there's pinks, there's blues, there's blacks, everything. And then all the way down her hall, a great long hall, are all her paintings that she's painted herself.
She's wonderful.
And
Wonderful.
all the money, every time she sold a painting, whatever, it was donated to one of the foundations she did. But when she sold them, the money was donated to a foundation.
Wow.
And her paintings were beautiful.
Yeah,
And then when you
fantastic.
walk into her house, there's the humongous picture of Bob Hope, because Bob Hope found her.
Whoa.
Yeah, Bob Hope was the one.
That's very
Yeah.
interesting.
She was a fabulous woman, fabulous. So go back to your story,
Yes.
not my story. It's not by you, isn't it?
Yes. So, what was I saying? I don't remember.
You were saying something about Phyllis Diller.
Oh, yes. So Phyllis Diller never expected them to send a woman to open for her because she asked for a ventriloquist, and it never occurred to her that it would be a woman.
It would be you.
Yes, and it would be me, and I was not just a comedian, impressionist, ventriloquist, and I did a lot of different people in the show before, so I was supposed to do 35 minutes ahead of her, and right before I go on, they told me, "You're not allowed to talk about this. You're not allowed to talk about that. There was nothing left." By the time they were done, I was just like, "Ugh."
Okay, I'm going to go on now. I'm going to walk on and I'm going to walk
Right,
off.
exactly. And I'm just like, so
You just told my whole show.
exactly. And I couldn't find the stage. I could not find the stage. I looked up, and the guy was gone. I wasn't paying attention because he told me, "You can't talk about this, you can't talk about that." And I didn't listen when he told me how to get to the stage.
Oh, that's even funnier.
And now I hear my name being announced, and I can't find. Right. So I decide the only way is to climb under the curtain, and I start, because I first do one of these where I'm looking for the split in the curtain.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
But that was like a comedy thing.
Oh my God.
Went down.
Well, it did go down so funny, and the audience loved it, and I ended up pulling up the curtain.
Here I am.
Yes, and I told the whole story, but they didn't say I couldn't do this or couldn't do that. Instead I said I got fixated on a pimple on the guy's cheek, and all I could think about it is, oh, wouldn't that be great to squeeze it? But that was true too. I was fixated on that pimple. I love to squeeze pimples.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't have any.
I'm sorry.
Can I find one?
I can make one up, though. I really am good. I'll do a good job. You can trust me. You can trust me.
I don't trust you with a pimple on my She might have more than one. I might have a dozen.
And then I make it talk.
And what does it say?
Hello. Help me.
Hello, I'm just a pimple. I'm just a bunch of pus.
It's very rough being a ventriloquist in this day and age,
Why?
Well, because, like at the airport, they have no sense of humor.
Well, there's nobody there anyway. There's nobody at the airport anyway.
Well, except the guys arresting me. They make sure
so
they're
how many
there.
times have you been in jail?
A couple.
I love it.
A couple.
So when you go on stage like that, and right before your act and right before what you're doing, you're told you can't do any of this.
Oh, it's awful.
So it's like you're making up a whole new act.
You're not kidding. Well, what happened with Phyllis is I decided right before I went on that, because I couldn't think at all, I decided they hired me, they knew what I did, I'm going to do my act, and that's it. But I started doing really well right off the bat, getting applause breaks every 2 seconds, and I was like, oh, stop it, because you don't want to do that well when you're opening for somebody.
You're supposed to be the calm one.
Yes, you're supposed to build it.
You're building it up for them.
Yes, you're supposed
to. You built it up for you.
But I didn't want to, but I couldn't
you couldn't help it.
You
are what you are. It's very rough to be famous. You go out there and you really don't want to be famous, but you are.
It's rough. So I got flagged down at 25 minutes, and I'm like, okay, so I wrapped it up real quick.
You thought you was a racetrack and they're flagging you down with the black and white. Stop.
It's that light. Yeah. That light that comes on. And I look at my watch and I'm like, oh boy. That's not good. And so I wrap it up. I get off the stage. The minute I'm off stage, I asked my manager, I said, I'm in trouble, right? And he goes, yeah. He goes, you're in trouble. I said, what happened? He goes, Phyllis was so upset. She goes, oh my God, I can't follow this, and I'm going to bomb. And
this is quite a compliment, by the way, with the greatest woman in the entire world as a comedian. That's true. That's a compliment. Wow.
Yes, well, apparently, and that's when he heard her say, why would they put a younger woman in front of me? An up-and-coming impressionist and ventriloquist. Oh my God, I can't follow this. And she went nuts. So I got really nervous because I had another show that night with her. And I was hiding because I didn't want her to fire me. I didn't want her to fire me in between the shows, so I'm hiding, and I tell my manager, just tell people you don't know where I am.
She vanished.
Yes, and so I'm like hiding behind the curtain. I'm
avoiding her.
Yes, and they finally found me, and they said Miss Diller would like to see you in her dressing room, and I'm like, oh no, do I have to? And they said yes. So he escorts me, and I get to her dressing room, and I'm knocking, hoping she won't hear the knock.
Very lightly.
Yeah,
I'm not really here.
Yes, she's not there.
I'm not really here.
Right, she's not there. I guess she's not there, And they went like this, and she opens the door. Her wig was on the table. She was so pulled. She had just gotten a facelift, and she had the wig cap on, and I almost screamed. I almost screamed.
You didn't know who she was.
I got scared. she had full makeup on, but the wig wasn't on. And I went,
am I at the right place?
I mean, my heart was pounding like this. And she couldn't have been nicer. She couldn't have been more complimentary. She heard that I heard what she had said.
Good.
And she did very well, by the way. She got a standing ovation.
Well, I'm sure she would, because she probably brought in a little bit of what you were doing and threw it out there and say, where did this woman come from, and who is this woman, and why is she ahead of me? And
she actually didn't mention me.
Oh.
But I know. But she did. She was she got a standing ovation, and I thought she was going to fire me. But not only didn't she fire me, instead she told me, oh my gosh, I heard you in the dressing room. We have an amplifier there, and I thought it was Joan Rivers on stage. I thought it was Bette Midler on stage, and all that. And I'm like, well, thank you very much. And then
am I still on the next show?
And then I was waiting for the ball to drop.
Yeah,
it's like
any minute.
And she goes, I said, that's it? And she goes, yeah, that's it. And I said,
goodbye.
Is there anything you want to tell me not to do in the next show that I did in the first show? I said, because I have tons of material I don't have to do, And she said, oh, no. You just do what you do. You're wonderful.
That's how she is.
Yes.
Well, I didn't know her that well, but I know her a little bit, and she was just a very nice woman.
She
so
was
you've got
so
many things to talk about.
Oh my
of what
gosh.
had happened to you.
Yes.
One more question, then we have to
Sure.
close. What was the greatest comedian you ever worked with, or came on before you, that sort of made you feel, wow, this is really cool?
Absolutely no one.
Okay. Well, thank you for being on Vegas Live with Ninon. We now close the show. Goodbye, adios. Okay, now answer my question. Absolutely.
That's so funny.
Maybe I can be a comedian with you, but I'll come on first. I'm going to follow you.
You're so funny. Yeah.
So is there an answer? No.
No.
It's not.
No.
Nobody. No, but there must be one person that you really...
That came on right before me, no.
No. Still no? No. Let me tell you something. No is no. When no is no is
Actually, Debbie Reynolds was, pretty hard to follow.
Debbie was part
Debbie was so funny. I mean,
she was kind of like you. She's a very natural funny.
Oh, was she ever?
You don't have to make up material. It just kind of arrives.
She was
there.
very... Oh, I know who. Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes was opening for me for a week. And it took me a couple of nights till I got my...
your act together.
Yes, my act together, because she really gave me a run for my money. She was great.
You thought, I got to pull my socks up and get ready here, and I got to overtake this ride.
I had never heard of her, but she wasn't famous.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of her.
Oh my God, Wanda Sykes, she's very big.
I'm teasing. I've heard of her, because I know you.
I'm okay.
How can anybody reach you out there?
My website, MicheleLaFong.com, and that's MicheleLA, capital F, small O, small N, small G. And please check everything out there. Any performances I have will be.
You got things coming up?
I do have things coming up.
Good, wonderful.
Don't ask me what they are. I have no idea.
Well, I just figured I would call them things, because we're in the comedic side of life and everything. You don't know, and especially with the epidemic, you don't know where it's coming up, when it's like. But you'll be back on the stage again soon.
Yes,
absolutely.
I will. I will.
Absolutely, an amazing guest. You very rarely hear of women comedians right now. They seem to have, a lot of them have either passed away and they really aren't around. But you are right in there. She's right bang in there.
And I haven't passed away yet.
Oh, I thought I was talking. All right, I won't go there. She's really alive. She's definitely alive. Michele, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show. You liven things up, and everybody knows that there are women out there that can actually be comedians. They are fabulous. They are wonderful. We'll be right back with our next guest. Don't forget to tune in to YouTube and subscribe. We'll be back. If you enjoyed the last show we just did and all the other shows, don't forget to subscribe Vegas Live with Ninon on YouTube. We've got plenty more coming up and our guests are amazing. So don't forget to subscribe. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.